In the sleepy town of Willow Creek, an eerie legend whispered through generations warned of the nights when darkness brought something more than just shadows. Most dismissed it as an old wives' tale, until one moonless evening when the nightmare began. It started with a power outage, plunging the entire town into darkness. Streetlights flickered and died, and an unsettling silence filled the air. Then, faint shuffling sounds emerged from the forest, growing louder with each passing moment. One by one, the townspeople peered out of their windows, only to see them, figures moving slowly in the distance. As they drew closer, it became clear that they weren't ordinary wanderers. Their movements were stiff, their faces pale, and their eyes, empty. Panic rippled through the town as the figures began to chase anyone caught outside. They didn't run quickly, but they never stopped, never faltered, and every time the darkness thickened, more seemed to emerge from the shadows. The people who had ventured out for errands, evening strolls, or late-night work found themselves fleeing, the sound of footsteps growing louder behind them with every step. Families huddled inside their homes, locking doors and windows, holding their breath as they watched the zombies roam the streets. Occasionally, there would be a soft tap-tap-tap on a window, or the gentle rattle of a doorknob, as if the creatures were testing to see who might be inside. One family, trapped in their house, watched as the undead shuffled past, their heads turning in unison toward any noise or flicker of light. They had to be silent, motionless, even as the creatures pressed their faces against the glass, fogging it with each ragged breath. Just when it seemed the zombies would move on, the faint cry of a dog echoed from a nearby alley, and in an instant, the entire group turned, heading toward the sound with an eerie, unhurried determination. The hours crept by, and though Willow Creek was filled with terror, the people knew they only had to make it until sunrise, when the zombies would fade back into the shadows. As the first light of dawn pierced through the darkness, the zombies paused, one by one, turning back toward the forest, vanishing into the mist as if they had never been there. But the townspeople knew they would return. The next time the sun set, the zombies would rise again, moving silently through the town, searching, and waiting for anyone who dared to be caught outside in the dark.